Hello everybody. Right now we are going to watch the next Grand Beatbox Battle 2021 solo elimination, and it's from Improver. So I am very hyped to jump into this one. Improver from Russia for the first time on the GBB stage. So Judge Dan is going to go and show you where I placed him at the end and talk about the things. I'll show you the official and my rankings, and we will jump into this now. Pause this video, go to the description, click the original video, like that video and show some support there. Go and watch the authentic video. It's very important that that piece gets what it deserves. Then you can come back and watch me jump into it. Okay? Much respect. Let's do this. Improver, GBB 2021, solo elimination. I am pumped. Wow. Love the intro.
Yo.
Coming up next to the stage,
hey.
The current champion from Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for, one more time, Improver!
Ah, so he's already on the stage. He didn't do the walkout thing.
About to go and show you that Russian power. You already know what to do. I say the 3, you say the 2, and the 1. 3!
Okay, there we go. Let's go.
1, 2, 3. I can find
Nice
you.
intro.
Set me free. And I will get a new one. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? I'm still here, but it's time to leave. I'm sorry.
Oh, this power was crazy live. Smashing. I just did a little kick because of the power. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. It's time to leave. I'm sorry.
This is an interesting combination. I think it almost sounds out and in.
Back some noise.
Whoop whoop. All right, we're halfway.
I'm confusing my mind. That's not when I'm blind. Falling into black hole. But I'm taking control. I'm confusing my mind. That's not when
I'm writing my notes that I've got here.
But I'm taking control.
Oh. Yeah.
Hands up. Okay, all together with me. We love GBB, 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 GBB.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
GBB, 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 GBB. We love.
That's it. That's it.
We love GBB, 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 GBB. Do you love GBB?
Whoa. I can hear it a lot better in video, this part.
Jump!
And that's
Do you love GBB?
Hey.
time.
Wow. Oh my God.
Keep the love going. Improver from Russia smashing the stage. And he asked a good question. Do you love GBB? Did you love Improver?
Yes.
Thank you for watching my video. You can follow me on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. Just write improver_beatbox
Yes.
and drink water.
Hey. Oh man. Improver first time at the GBB stage and he smashed it like that. So that was insane. Okay, I am screaming to jump into this. I really want to jump into this breakdown with Improver. Okay, so let's talk about all the good and the improvements. All right. No, let's jump into this. Okay, so I've got my notes here that I wrote from the actual live judgment. So let's look at these. What I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to talk about them and I'm going to talk about how I've just heard it in video. This is the first one so far where it's more different in video than live. Okay, so top fundamental power so far is what I wrote. I wrote that nice and early because when he started with the kicks, I felt more percussive power than anything we'd heard so far from the previous contestants. And on an overall, it stood out as extra power in that first 1 minute. Okay, I wrote a little tiny con here, is what I noticed going through the piece, is the fourth quarter bar, there was some inconsistencies. What that means in display format is here. I noticed a few times there were slip outs, something like a clarity slip off. It was quite small, but it happened a few times throughout the piece. So like, so you notice here that there's a little slight clarity slip out. It's very small, but I noticed it a few times in the piece. So he did a transgression from 90 BPM to 120 BPM. So he's going from like, and then into, which is a very typical transition that happens quite often. I didn't even feel and notice the switch. So the switch was very strong, but I wrote it down in the live take, in the live watch, and I noticed that transition. So do you wonder how that scores? It doesn't really change too much. I'm just keeping conscious of it. And it helps me when I get to the end of observation. So I'll talk about that in a moment. That's the end of these notes. Now I really want to jump in and talk about a few things. What I feel like I want to do is show you where I placed him first, and then I can talk about the reasons. So I'm going to bring this in nice and early right now. You can see where everybody is. I think so far we have Hiss 10, Alem 9, and Trung 26, right? I think that's where we are. Yes, Improver. So I had Improver's rank in at 19th place out of 26. And his official ranking was 17th place out of 26. So in the overall, he was this, and I mean it, this close to passing. Now, when I listen to this live and in video, it is such a shame that something like this doesn't pass, because normally this quality and this elimination is enough to pass. However, there was something a little bit different in this GBB, and I can more give an overall reason why I feel like he didn't pass for me or the overall judge scorecard. So when I compare Improver to the overall set of all the beatboxers and all of their eliminations, I'm feeling more of an artist theme with the other people compared to Improver. Improver ranks low for me on the theme of the overall artist and what they mean and what they do to beatbox in their set. For example, with Alem, it's extremely Alem. With Improver, I'm not too sure what the style of Improver is just yet. Now, he actually has some of Improver moments, very themed. When he does pitching with the duck sound coming out of the strained vocals and using throat bass, that is incredibly Improver. And that I've heard a lot of sets from this guy before this that I feel like if he used them, he would have blew me away a lot more and scored a lot more points. So I cannot say this set is bad because it didn't pass, but I will explain why it didn't pass for me. I didn't feel this natural wow factor. So it's a little bit of a risk sometimes when you perform to say put your hands up or to say make some noise. It's only rare when that is done in a stylistic or in an effective way. A lot of the time to me, it feels like it's almost not really forced, but like you're asking for it when it actually happens by itself naturally. Look at the first drop from Improver. He didn't need to ask and they just went crazy. So I just felt that there was not enough in this performance that was different and original to him and the world of beatbox. So he's displaying techniques that I feel like I've heard before, minus the duck sound and into strain hum into throat bass combination. I can't do it. Like that technique. And another thing that was very original to him was the power. The power was really unique. But yeah, so I want to break down overall through the piece. The structure was decent. It wasn't incredible, but it definitely wasn't in the worst part. It was a decent structure all the way through. However, I just didn't feel enough wow factors. Crazy moment of Improver. And another thing I will mention is in the last 1 minute 30, I can hear a lot more in the video than I could live. So there was an extremely high dynamic power in the first minute. And then that almost contrasted the last 1 minute 30 to make it extra less powerful. If he wasn't so powerful at the start, then the whole thing might have sat at a volume that I was appreciating. But because he's shown so much power early, it contrasted the power at the end being a little bit off. I feel like the actual beatboxing he's doing there is amazing. And if it came translating through the system and the mic a little bit louder and stronger, it would have connected so much harder and he would have shot up in the ranks for me. So what I'm trying to say is some of the sound effects were not so loud in the live moment. It was hard for me to hear the last drop. But yeah, there was just a little something missing. Something I've seen from Improver before, but he missed in this moment. Just a thing that makes it very, very Improver style. But yeah, apart from that, the beatboxing was so effortless. It's why it was on the cusp of passing. What you will see through my ranking list is the ones that are passing have more of a theme to themselves. They have a little bit more that makes them them than Improver did or the people that were on the cusp. So yeah, it really is crazy that something this good is 19th, but it definitely doesn't change for me. That is exactly how my rankings are and will be finished, of course. But yeah, I was just looking for something more original. Improver is original. This was not his most original performance yet, but it was crazy. And if I was Improver, I would be really proud of this performance. And I don't expect him to be gone. Maybe he comes back and he shows what Improver's style is all about and just smashes it with such a high level. This was on the cusp. Remember this video and I'll tell you who he was on the cusp with. Very, extremely, very close with another person for the final spot to make it in. Okay, another thing, I've just reeled it back to this part of the video. We're going to watch this drop right now. So I couldn't hear those pitching. All I could hear was and the was hard to hear. It was a little bit tricky coming through the system where I was sat in the judge panel. I feel like the people at the front row could hear it a little bit more. That's why they're engaging more. But a little bit further back, it was much harder for us to hear the actual sound qualities. Now, I still think we're sat in the best place. We're sat pretty much front of house, just to a side angle. It's just important to know which sounds connect and how to connect them through the mic at the highest level. And PS, when he goes, love, GBB, 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 this bit was, yes, totally. I love the fact that he got the crowd involved. And then he did like, and then he went to a drop like, which was really nice. It just felt really smooth. But it was also something that I feel like I've heard before, that style, quite often. So that's my summarization of Improver's Elimination. To some of the judges, he was in just around the in mark. And to some of the judges, he was just out. So it was one of the ones that was really close. So it's a shame we couldn't see him battle because I know what he does have. But yes, big up to all of you. Appreciate you for watching the analyzation of Improver GBB21 Solo Elimination. And I will see you tomorrow for the next one. I don't know who it is, but I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. All right, bye-bye, everybody.